In 2018, Naked shares were trading over $1,000 3 years later, and now the stock trades below $1. I'm sorry, what? Hi, I'm not a financial advisor. This is my advisor, and today we're going to be talking about Naked and why the heck it is technically a penny stock when a couple years ago it was a four-figure stock. And in a couple minutes, I will be going over the charts to let you guys see what I'm seeing and maybe give you guys some support and resistance lines for the week ahead. Naked is a clothing company that's based in New York and also has roots in New Zealand. And it pretty much just specializes in intimate apparel as well as swimwear. And for all of 2020, the stock did, well, basically nothing, which might lead some to suggest that the company might want some money and marketing muscle into their product and brand. Turns out Naked didn't need any help from their marketing team to get the stock back to where it currently is. All it appeared to need was just a bunch of Redditors on the Wall Street Bets forum. Who woulda thunk? But the baffling question that still remains is, how was this once a four-figure stock that is now trading below $1 when seemingly earnings are not catastrophic? As recently as 2017, shares of Naked were trading around $1,400. 1 year later, in 2018, the stock price hovered in between $600 and $700. And by the end of summer in 2019, the stock had fallen all the way down to $10. And 1 year after that summer, the stock hit below $1. Could you just imagine buying into this stock in like 2018 when it was like $600 and you had like the buy and hold investment mentality? But I think there's something going on behind the scenes that the normal retail investors such as ourselves cannot see, because there has to be some rhyme or reason as to why the stock is plummeting or has plummeted. Because in the first 6 months of 2018, Naked Brands posted a revenue of $41 million back in May. And that was back when the stock was around $600. Now, fast forward to May 2020, it posted its full year revenue at $65 million. Some people see what's happening with Naked Brands and the share price as unfair. And last time I checked, not only is life unfair, but also Wall Street is unfair. Turns out the only thing Naked needed for the stock to start going up was for you to press that like button. I'm just kidding. I don't think that would work. Maybe. As interesting as this stock is at this price point, I personally would not be long this stock, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't trade this stock. Meaning this is an ideal stock to day trade or swing trade because there is volatility. But I personally would not be an investor who dumps in a lot of money and is like, all right, let's see what's going to happen in 3 years. Because apparently for some reason, the stock just fails to go up. So if you want to throw in some disposable income into the stock and just see what happens, be my guest. And for those of you wondering at home what the short interest on Naked is, it's currently like 10%. So unfortunately, you can't even really make the argument that this is a short squeeze, which just adds to the fact that this stock's decline is baffling. Okay, now let's hop into the charts and see what we can see. So we are currently on the 3-year, 1-week chart, and I'm really only showing you this so that you can see that back here, this is back in around June and July of 2018, it peaked at $1,100. So for whatever reason, I don't know if this was a short squeeze. I don't know how or where to find that data, but I haven't heard anything about that. But like, could you imagine like buying it like at this candle right here because you think that it's came down enough, and then it spikes and then just continues to drop? That's brutal. So if we take a peek at the 180-day 4-hour chart, we're going to see much of the same, just a gradual decline. Basically, this is early June, July. This is early June or July back here. And it was trading still under $1. And then it just continued to trade under $1. We had a little bump here back in November, possibly a bump from the election, but unsure. And then obviously here's what's been happening recently. This is basically mid-January right here, the catastrophic jump to the moon. And then it's, well, unfortunate, fast decline back to Earth. So the reason why I like to look at like the 180-day chart is because I like to look way back here to see if there is any price levels that were put in place months ago that we can look for moving forward. And so if we just do a quick little scan here, you can see that it touches it right here, way back here, and then it touches it right here, and right here. So whatever this price point is, Looks like it's around 80. Nope, that looks a little high. 77 cents ish is in that ballpark. And look at that. We touched it Friday, yesterday, or a couple days ago, depending on when you're watching this video. So if we zoom out a little more, let's just go and find some more support lines. You can see it touches it right here, and then it uses it over here as support. So if we just quickly draw in this line here, what are we gonna get? Looks like we got 50 cents on the dot. So it uses it as support back here. It touches it as resistance up here. And then again, you can see it touch it right there. So that's pretty much all I want to look at on this timetable. Let's move in to the 20-day, 10-hour chart where we can hopefully see a little bit more of what's going on. I'm just going to quickly draw in the Fibonacci retracements because these are good soft support and resistance lines, meaning I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock into these, but as you can see, the stock does use them. If we extend this to the left really quick, you can see that these are basically just channels that stocks like to trade in, and we are at the bottom of this channel at the moment. So, Naked, what's going on? What's happening? Well, it looks like for most of last week, because this pretty much happened in after hours. So these black bars are the intraday, the gray bars are after hours and pre-market. So the actual trading time is in the black bars. And it looks like the past 2 weeks, excluding this pre-market or this after hours and pre-market jump, we were pretty horizontal the entire time. So if we go in a little closer, let's look at the 5-day, 5-minute chart. And again, not a whole lot going on, but I mean, you can see that it is fairly volatile. Now, granted, the whole market as a whole has been in a steep decline / crash, depending on how you want to look at it. So that could definitely be why this stock isn't doing anything. So as far as some price levels are concerned, there's actually not a whole lot to really pull from here. But what we're going to do is we're going to use what we were given. So here's the 5-day, so we're on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. And as you can see, this was what, Thursday? It seems like it hit this 83-cent line a bunch of times, 1, 2, 3. It hit it in the after hours as well as pre-market. And then it hit it on the way up on Friday right there as resistance came back down and finally broke through it. So as far as price points for where we should be looking for next week, the second week of March, I would be looking at the lows of 74 cents. And then you can see this was what, Monday and Tuesday. It was using this $1.08 as pretty much a heavy resistance line. So as far as next week is concerned, 2 key levels to look for because it's trading right in the middle right now and I don't have a crystal ball, don't know where it's going to open. I would look for 0.74 to be a solid line of support and then $1.08 to be a solid line of resistance. And then depending on what this stock does, I might do another technical analysis midweek to sort of update you guys on where it's going. If you would like to see that video, let me know down in the comments below.